to demonstrate that the abbot lacks the community's trust, which may lead senior monks to consider replacing the temple's administrator. National Office of Buddhism, use the Foundation channel. If the administrative power is in the name of the Dhammakaya Foundation, members or stakeholders can petition the court or the registrar of foundations to investigate the behavior of the directors and ask the court to order the directors to be removed from their positions. If mismanagement is found, according to the Civil and Commercial Code. Summary: a referendum is merely an expression of social will and cannot directly change administrative power according to the law, but it can be used as evidence to support complaints to the relevant authorities. In practice and legally, lay people cannot use a referendum to directly coerce the monks into giving them administrative and financial power, even if the lay people are the sole donors. The main reason stems from the legal structure designed to give monks the ultimate power in temples as follows. 1. Absolute power according to the Sangha Act. According to the Sangha Act of 1962, Sections 37 and 38 stipulate that the abbot has the sole responsibility for governing the temple and managing its assets. Therefore, votes from laypeople have no legal standing to override this authority. 2. The management of temple funds must always involve monks. The regulations of the National Office of Buddhism regarding the receipt and disbursement of temple funds state that, when opening a temple bank account, the abbot must be one of the authorized signatories, along with the temple treasurer or committee members. Laypeople alone cannot manage temple funds without the abbot, as this would violate monastic governance regulations and banks would not accept withdrawals. However, there are solutions that laypeople can take without seizing power. If laypeople do not trust the monastic community's financial management, they can take the following legally recognized steps: establishing a temple committee to oversee the temple. Laypeople can collectively propose to the abbot the appointment of a new, acceptable temple committee to audit and report financial statements to the laypeople periodically. This is joint management, not a seizure of funds. Filing complaints of corruption in office if it is found that monks are misusing temple funds. Laypeople can gather a resolution and evidence and submit it to the governing ecclesiastical authority, district, provincial ecclesiastical authority, or the Office of National Buddhism to order an investigation into the finances, which may lead to the replacement of the temple treasurer or fund manager. Auditing through the foundation. In the case of Wat Phra Dhammakaya, most of the money is held at the Dhammakaya Foundation, which is managed by a committee that includes laypeople. If there is a lack of transparency, a resolution from the Foundation's members can be submitted to the Registrar, Ministry of Interior, to investigate or order a change of committee members. In summary, the referendum has an impact in terms of social pressure and undermining the legitimacy of the previous administration are possible, but legally, financial power cannot be seized by a single group of laypeople because Thai law stipulates that temples must be managed by senior monks. If you want to check the financial transparency of a temple, the guidelines for 2026 have clear procedures in both monastic and civil law as follows. 1. Guidelines for requesting an audit of the temple's financial statements within the temple. Before filing an external complaint, you should exercise your rights as a stakeholder, donor, and proceed internally first. Requesting rights according to the regulations of the Supreme Sangha Council. According to the regulations on temple accounting, temples are required to keep accounts and report them to the governing abbot. Laypeople can write to the abbot, as a legal entity, to request a summary of the annual income and expenses. Verification through the temple treasurer. Meet with the temple treasurer to inquire about suspicious procurement or expenditure in the project. If denied, use this denial as evidence for the next stage of the complaint. 2. How to file a complaint letter to the National Office of Buddhism, NOB. If requesting information internally is unsuccessful or clear irregularities are found, write a letter to the Director of the Provincial Office of Buddhism, POB, or the Director of the Central NOB Office with the following components. Letter structure. 1. Subject. Request for an investigation into the transparency of the management of temple assets. Specify the name of the temple. 2. Complainant. Specify name, surname, address, and telephone number. If it is a group of devotees, attach a list of names at the end of the complaint. 3. Facts. Specify events that cause distrust, such as 1. Discovery of disbursement of funds that do not match the purpose of the donation. 2. No explanation of income and expenditure accounts has been provided to devotees for a long time. 3. Behavior suggestive of corruption by the temple treasurer or administrator. 4. Request. Request the NOB to coordinate with the ecclesiastical governing body to inspect the temple's bank accounts and income and expenditure accounts. 5. Supporting evidence. Photographs. Donation transfer slips. Public relations documents for projects that were not actually implemented, or letters requesting inspections that the temple has previously refused. 3 examples of draft letters, rough. Those who are truly interested in this matter can find examples in the album related to this topic on the Kyongtawan Su Suthama Facebook page. There is an album of sample letters. Caution: complaints should have sufficient evidence or observations to prevent being sued for defamation or filing a false report. Current information, February 2026, indicates that the abbot of Wat Phra Dhammakaya is Phra Kru Palat Ratanavirawat, Rongsaraditha Chintako, who was recently appointed as an advisor to the provincial chief monk of Pathum, Thani on February 8, 2026. Nauna Facebook, regarding the position of temple administrator, Vayavachakan of Wat Phra Dhammakaya, large temples usually have several Vayavachakans to divide the duties of various tasks. However, the list of current Vayavachakans is not officially disclosed to the public in the form of a directory through general online media like the position of the abbot. Additional observations. In the past, well-known individuals who served as temple administrators or board members, such as Mr. Supachai Srisufakorn, who has since left his position and is involved in past legal cases, have been prominent figures in the media. Most of the temple's assets are managed through the Dhammakaya Foundation, which is overseen by its board of directors. If you wish to know the list of legally appointed temple administrators for verification purposes, you can inquire directly with the Dhammakaya Temple Office or send a written inquiry to the Pathum Thani Provincial Office of Buddhism, which holds a copy of the appointment order for temple administrators according to the regulations of the Supreme Sangha Council. Searching for the list of the Dhammakaya Foundation's Board of Directors can be done through official government channels. As the Foundation is a legal entity registered with the Department of Provincial Administration, Ministry of Interior, as follows. 1. Online search. Initial. You can check the status and initial registration list on the Department of Business Development's DBD Corporate Information Search System by typing Dhammakaya Foundation. Although the Foundation does not submit financial statements like a company, sometimes registration information or related legal entities will appear. 2. Requesting copies of documents at the Klong Luang District Administrative Office. Since Wat Phra Dhammakaya is located in Klong Luang District, Pathum Thani Province, legally the Registrar of Foundations is the District Chief of Klong Luang, as the local registrar. How to? You can go to the Klong Luang District Administrative Office to request a copy of the Foundation Regulations, or the List of Foundation Board of Directors, MN4. Right of Access. As a citizen or stakeholder, you can request to inspect these documents. 1. The Government Information Act BE 2540, 1997, is used to verify who currently has the authority to sign binding agreements for the Foundation. 3. Check through the Security Information System, Department of Provincial Administration. The Department of Provincial Administration has a database of foundations nationwide. You can contact or request information from the Investigation and Legal Affairs Division of the Department of Provincial Administration, Wang Chaya, which directly oversees the registration of foundations and associations. Website, Department of Provincial Administration. 4. Check the annual report, if available. Here, this information is obtained from an AI on Google's computer. They don't confirm whether it's accurate or not, but it can be a guideline. However, we see that there is a law that clearly states that the abbot has absolute authority over matters concerning the temple. If there is anything, it must be discussed with the abbot. This abbot is the current abbot. But regarding issue 01, or Luang Por Dhamacaya, giving the Dhammakaya teachings through the Dhammakaya method to a true expert, it's a matter of behavior with a hidden agenda and higher powers involved. If it's a matter of legal action, but the person using any authority is someone from a higher position, it might seem almost impossible. Who would dare to demand and follow up on these issues if not a large number of devout followers who could create psychological pressure to allow lay committee members to be involved in the consideration and management of the temple? However, a referendum is still necessary, and there must be people with a steadfast heart who are determined to seek justice regarding the case of Luang Por Dhamacaya, which should have been closed but hasn't. Anyone with such a firm resolve to do this for the former Luang Por Dhamacaya will receive immense merit. But it's unknown if anyone loves Luang Por Dhamacaya that much. Since this is the most obvious issue, and concerning the power of those in high positions, as I said, there are both those who support it and those who are deceived. Even those in the purple ranks were deceived by the 06 scheme. If it's a matter of deception, and people are deceiving each other, there might not be anything real. If you take it seriously legally, you might not be able to arrest anyone. Or even if you try to follow the proper procedures, if they have that much influence and can turn black into white, it might be impossible to get cooperation from any level of the provincial, district, or sub-district ecclesiastical authorities, even with a large number of signatures. If all of them have been bought off, whether through personal gain or shared benefits, referencing the benefits of Buddhism, whether it's right or wrong, or whether it's a matter of merit or sin. Unless you look at the subtle details, no one can see through it completely. That's why, when the person who should be guiding people in matters of merit and sin, like Luang Por Dhamacaya, is no longer here, or can no longer exert influence to give genuine orders, it's almost impossible to see how all the people who are being deceived now will be able to believe them. If you believe in or demand justice as is proper, as intelligent people should, you must have the fairness to stand firm and see it through to the end. If you see it this way, and consider it a meritorious act to do what is right for the former Luang Por Dhamacaya, since he has committed no legal offenses, no wrongdoing from the beginning, and the case has been dropped, then it is a matter of legitimacy for people to demand justice for the former Luang Por Dhamacaya. Whether he is still a monk or not, he has the right as a benefactor to the Buddhist community and the Dhammakaya teachings. Anyone who is his disciple should demand justice and fairness. Even if, after demanding it to the very end, the result is not what you want or you don't get the desired outcome, those who demand it will still receive immense merit. Therefore, this is the truth. Anyone who truly believes in justice and wants to gain merit for Luang Por Dhamacaya can do so and fight until the very end. If there are enough people joining the demand, there is a chance to stop all the wrongdoings one day.